Hello again.
Hi.
So you disagree?
Here, let's just make it simple. So are you pro-life or pro-choice?
I'm pro-life.
Okay. So I am pro-choice, but I understand pro-life. Why are you pro-life?
I'm pro-life because I just think that abortion's wrong, and I feel like many reasons why people have abortions is wrong.
Like
And
what?
it's like if they just had like a one night stand and were careless and then they get pregnant, they have an abortion, like I don't think that's fair. And then also if they're cheating and they get pregnant with another guy and then they have an abortion because they don't want their other spouse to know, like I don't know.
I feel like if they got an abortion, their spouse would find out eventually.
Oh, maybe, but like there's been a lot of cases when that's happened.
So how about the case where a woman gets raped and she doesn't want to have to live with the fact that she has to bring that baby into this world?
Well, I mean, it's her choice because everyone has a choice, and I feel in that situation you should be able to choose if you want to or not, because that can be like traumatic.
Right.
And so, I mean,
So are you
I wouldn't agree with it. I wouldn't want her to,
why wouldn't you agree with it?
because it's still a baby, and the baby didn't do anything wrong. The baby didn't
But
rape her.
it's the baby of a criminal.
Yeah, but the baby didn't choose to have their dad be a criminal.
But there would still be somebody affected. Somebody would still have to live with the fact that that baby was born because of a rapist.
Yeah, but you never know. Like, what if that baby grows up and becomes the president or whatever? Like, you can just put it up for adoption.
Well, you could say that about any person.
Yeah.
The mother
exactly.
would still have to live. What if it grows up? Good point. Hi, Nicole. How are you?
Well, if it grows up and becomes Hitler, then
Good. See, like Nicole said, if you take it from that perspective, well, the baby could also grow up and be a bad person.
well, yeah, but
I
feel
think
like it should have a chance.
They should, but you can't blame the mother for wanting an abortion if she was raped.
No, I don't blame.
She shouldn't have to live with that.
I think if she decides to have an abortion, she shouldn't get any problem with it. No one should tell her, "Oh, you're doing this wrong."
But your topic is abortion is wrong.
Yeah,
So
I know.
Is it wrong in all or some circumstances?
I think the only circumstance that it wouldn't be wrong is if some cases of rape and, well, no, all cases of rape.
I was about to say.
Yeah.
What's the deciding factor of the case?
No, like all cases, because I don't know, this other guy was challenging me on this and he was saying some weird things, but anyway, all cases of rape.
What about if it could cause harm to the mother?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. And if it was either like the mom or the baby.
And if you were to support abortion, would you have a line between how old the baby could be, the fetus? Because I think there's abusive circumstances regarding the mother. Actually typing. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. I think let's just go back to your original point. You said if somebody has a one night stand, they should have to deal with the consequences. Well, if they deal with the consequences, the potential kid is also going to have to deal with the consequences because they're most likely not going to be raised in a good environment.
Well, they don't have to keep the baby. They can give it up for adoption if they really don't want it.
So the mother has to have the baby for 9 months, and that's I'm not a female, but I know pregnancy can't be too satisfying, and then just give it up for adopt. That's a big physical demand. My mom, when she had me, like her eyesight got worse, her health got worse, all this, and most adoption cases don't turn out good. Most foster homes are abusive. Not most, but many. I don't have the actual statistics, but I have a lot of friends who were adopted and are foster kids, and they didn't have a very nice life growing up. The only thing I can say to that is, well, they got to live, and life is always better than not living.
Yeah, and also you can do the whole thing where like a couple pretty much adopts a kid while it's still in the womb. You know, like if a couple
Yeah,
can't have, like
that's
they can
that's
do
a good
that.
solution. Now, when now before the fetus is alive, because I don't consider a sperm cell or even just a cell to be a living. It's technically a living organism, but it's not conscious. I don't consider that to be alive. So in that case, I think it should be up to the mother, and it's not a life. If we take it to that level, then we say that all sperm cells are life, or you know what I'm saying? And you can't
Yeah, I
take
get
it to
what you're
that
saying.
level because that's a very minimalistic level.
Well,
So there, I think that at a certain point, before a certain point, abortion is normal. It's okay. That's what the mother chooses. That's what she thinks is best, and that is her body. Now, when the baby gets a certain age in the womb, a certain time, then it's like then you're actually murder. Then I consider it murder because that's a that's a human.
yeah, well, I feel like it's wrong if the baby's heart's beating. And the baby's heart's beating is like one of the first things that develops the heart. And
Now,
so,
does the heart signify there's heartbeat in any living organism? Does that
yeah.
mean are they conscious? I mean, the baby doesn't really know. They don't. Is their brain working? Are they
No,
thinking?
but see, this is the thing. When, say, someone gets in a car accident and is brain dead, and but their heart is still beating, they're still legally alive. They're still legally a living person.
But what are they?
And
What are they?
it
What are
doesn't
they
matter.
really?
Like they're still alive. And what
They're
determines
not.
their death
They're
is if
alive
their
only
heart.
because of their heartbeat, but they're not.
I
They're
know,
not
but
living.
that's the thing. Like what determines their death is if when the heart stops beating. So um shouldn't what determines life being when the heart starts beating?
So does the heart start beating when the fetus is conceived?
The heart starts beating like during the first trimester.
Which is when?
I don't know,
How many?
honestly.
How many? How long into pregnancy? Because, like I said earlier, if there is a definite line where you can or can't abort a baby, then there definitely should be one,
Well,
right?
like when
Because
you know how you
that's
go to
when you
like
separate it from life, from living, and not necessarily living,
yeah,
like
well
not just a cell.
when
Wait,
when
so
the
hold on, so hold on. If its heart isn't beating, if it's just a cell, do you think abortion is right? Do you think it's acceptable?
no, personally no, I don't. But I feel like cuz cuz many people aren't going to be able to catch their pregnancy before the heart starts beating because when you go to your first ultrasound, they can already hear
Well,
the heartbeat.
you should know if you'd be expecting a baby.
Well, yeah, but some people don't know. Some people so it takes a while for you to find out that
No,
you're
but
pregnant.
there would be a reason they would know. Not necessarily pregnant, but they would be expecting.
Yeah, but well, not right when you, but when you find out you're pregnant and you go to the doctor, they do an ultrasound, and in that first ultrasound, you can hear the baby's heartbeat.
So then they don't have a choice. So what if they're in the circumstance that we discussed earlier where they do have to abort the baby? Like in the cases of rape.
Well, in the cases of rape, you don't have to abort your baby.
No, but you can't expect the mother to have the baby because that's a traumatizing experience, and that would not be life for the mother.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I wouldn't expect it to happen. Like, I would understand.
I
But I
think,
still don't think the fact of abortion, like killing a baby, I don't think it's right. But I feel like if the mom decides to abort her baby when she's raped, she shouldn't get any
but
trouble
see,
about
these
it.
personal views have to transition into political because it's the state that decides whether you can or can't have abortion. So you have to. You can't say something like, "Oh, well, I think it's up to them, but I'm against it." You have to be on one side. There are exceptions, but there's like you can't say, "Oh, we can't have abortion unless they were raped," because that's not how the state would do it. Sadly, it's like one way or another, which is bad. And I think the current status on it is that certain states choose when that crossing line is of when you can have an abortion.
Well, I feel like it's really easy to go and get an abortion.
How? What if it was
Because,
illegal?
well, it's not illegal. Like right now, it's
Is it legal everywhere?
really, huh?
Is it legal in every state? Completely legal and at any time you want?
It's not legal in every state, but here,
I
well,
mean, I don't know. I'm just asking. I'm curious.
no, it's not legal in every state. I don't think so. But I live in California, and in California, where it is legal, it's seriously so easy to get an abortion
And you
because
think
they.
that's wrong because it's too easy. I
Well,
agree. I respect that.
I feel like it being that way makes people like choose that decision first. Like I feel like abortion should be like the last resort.
Well, that's because people are naturally lazy. They don't
Well,
want to take care of
exactly.
a baby. And in that case, I think it is wrong. It's definitely wrong. But my only see like a couple weeks back or even recently, I was pro life. The reason I'm pro choice is because I've in the case of rape or in the case of the mother being in danger of her life.
Yeah, well, usually in the cases where like it's life or death for the mom, like that's usually when it's around the time where you can already give birth, and like not in all cases,
Well,
but
I
like
think they would know ahead of
usually.
time.
Well, like sometimes if it's like a procedure or something and then complications happened or whatever, and then you have to pick to try to save the mom or the baby.
Well, you have to
Like
save the
in
mom.
Well, you don't have to, but like
But why
that's
why would you choose the baby over the mom?
if that happened to me, I would choose the baby over myself.
But I mean, you can't really say if you haven't been in that situation. That's your life.
Um,
Why would you expect the mom to give to risk to take her life for the baby that hasn't even
no,
the
no,
unborn
no,
baby?
no. I don't. I don't expect her to. That's why those are my two only like what?
That's forbidden in our religion. What do
Um,
you mean that's forbidden? What's forbidden?
to have an
Abortion?
abortion.
So Agadir, is that how you pronounce it? Agadir? What about in cases where the mother is raped? Oh, he left. Never mind. Never mind.
It's against my religion too.
Well, it's against mine as well. I'm Jewish, and abortion is frowned upon. But at the same time, if a woman gets raped, I don't I don't think that any law should require her to ever have the baby. But isn't it
See,
forbidden
like
in your
in most
religion?
religions, it's an exception if you get raped.
And I'm glad, because if it's not, then that would be wrong.
That would be terrible.
Right. The mother should never have to put up with that.
So I feel like the only way that abortion would be okay is if the mom was raped and if it's like either the mom or the baby.
So, in situations of, if somebody's like 15, 16, you think that, and they wanted to have an abortion, it would be completely wrong.
Yes.
And because it's a life, human life.
Yeah, and also because they were careless.
Well, see, the reason I don't like that argument is because I agree that it's wrong, but the reason I don't like that argument is because it's like a punishment for the parents, obviously, because they want an abortion. So if they don't get an abortion, it's like a punishment to them. Since it's like a punishment to them, it should never have to be a punishment for the kid. The kid has to be born into it. It shouldn't be a punishment for them. They didn't get to choose. They didn't have any choice over it at all.
Yeah, I know. That's why I feel like it would be wrong if they got an abortion, even if they are 15 or 16, because it's the
Because the kid
parents.
doesn't have a choice over it. Right?
What do you mean?
Because the baby's affected whether or not they made the mistake. I agree.
Yeah.
I'm agreeing with you. But like I said, the only reason I am pro choice is because of the rape case. Which his name's actually Austin. He said that 99% of abortions aren't because of rape. So in that case, I think we can agree that abortion is wrong.
Yeah. It's very rare for you to get pregnant after you get raped.
Right. Awesome. Well, I'm gonna go. I've been debating all night. I'm down for another debate if you want. I'm gonna exit out, but I actually kind of want to watch some debates right now. So it was nice talking to you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome.
Bye.